Let's move to Pakistan's Balochistan province, which generally remains hidden from the eyes of the world, has been suffering from a serious humanitarian crisis for over 7 decades. Ethnic communities living in the region have been facing arbitrary detentions, enforced disappearances, and killings by the state and non-state actors. Over the years, the people residing in these territories are being murdered by Pakistani security forces and terrorists to suppress their voices of freedom. Most of these cases go unnoticed since the cold-blooded Pakistan government does not allow any media or rights organization to visit and investigate the actual situation. We take a look.
Over the years, Pakistan-backed terrorism has risen sharply in its resource-rich Balochistan province. The region, which locals claim was occupied by Pakistan in 1948, has been struggling for their rights and freedom. As part of its counter-liberation strategy, Pakistani forces have been violating human rights and committing war crimes in the region by killing the civilians and extrajudicially arresting the activists and intellectuals. The people of Balochistan, a large number of whom have migrated to Europe, have been telling the international community about their sufferings, but the world remains silent. The Baloch are often charged with treason and branded as terrorists. On the other hand, the actual terrorists, who are trained by the Pakistani army, get a state guest treatment. These terrorists have been given a free hand to perpetrate barbarities on Baloch people.
In Balochistan, you will find worse kind of subjugation, worse kind of colonization. You cannot imagine how Pakistan army is brutally killing, abducting, and keeping the people under subjugation. So there's not one area, one field where you can say that these are being treated as human beings. On one side, we see there are military operations where the Pakistani army forces, they cordon off an area and then they start their military operation with helicopter guns, with killing the people extrajudicially and looting the resources of the houses and eliminating the people. All that is being done on a routine basis. On the second side, we see that the people are being victim of enforced disappearances.
It seems like the whole world has turned a blind eye over the issue of Balochistan. Pakistan army and its proxies are even targeting the Baloch children and women. On September 21, Taj Bibi was killed allegedly by the frontier cops in Durbat. A bullet hit her forehead inside the car she was travelling in before she could even introduce herself at the checkpost. In October this year, a 10-year-old boy Ramesh Khalil was shot dead during a police raid at his home in the early hours, while his younger brother got injured. Later in the same month, Frontier Corps Balochistan killed 2 Baloch miners and injured another by firing mortar shots in the Hoshab area of Durbat, Balochistan. These incidents shocked Balochistan. Baloch activists, student organizations, human rights groups called the incidents inhuman and barbaric and examples of extreme aggression and hatred against Baloch nation.
We are here to the Pakistan. They are killing now our innocent children. Even in the Balochistan, they have not drinking water, not street, not road, not schools, but they have copper, gold, mineral resources. There are kids dying, the women are dying, hepatitis, TB, they the childbirth, they have no one maternity home over there. This is total injustice. This is total injustice, and other end we see the world blind.
Recently, the Baloch National Movement organized a series of protests in the major cities of the world, including Netherlands, South Korea, and Germany. Disgruntled activists not only accused Pakistan of war crimes and violating the human rights of Baloch people, but also exposed the administration's barbarity on Hindu minority living in Pakistan. They revealed that Hindu girls in Pakistan are being kidnapped and compelled to convert their religion by forcibly getting married to Muslim men.
They kill Hindu girls, they brutally torture, and they convert religion. You are Hindu, now you become a Muslim. This is a one sham in one society. Why one Hindu girl become a Muslim? Why? This is total injustice.
Balochistan has the most mineral deposits among the provinces of Pakistan. The Baloch stare at a bleak future, looking on helplessly as the Chinese take control of their mineral-rich land under the pretext of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC), fortifying and fencing areas like the port city of Quetta. China is not only violating human rights in its occupied territory, but has collaborated with Pakistan to exploit natural resources in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan and Balochistan. China has been defending and often covering up for Pakistan's links to banned terror groups. It has stood by Pakistan in the UNSC and other multilateral forums on this issue.